Hello, my dear Pisces. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between May 16 and May 31st, 2017 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So I will start shuffling your cards, and I use the Legacy of the Divine Tarot by Zero Marketing. So I call the Divine with love and light. I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Pisces viewers. So I want my dear Pisces to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So I also want to take the chance to tell you about Mercury going direct since May 5 at last. Jupiter is still moving retrograde in Libra and will continue doing so until it stations June 10. Saturn is moving retrograde in Sagittarius until it stations 26th of August. Pluto is moving retrograde in Capricorn until it stations September 29. Pluto is kind of death, and Capricorn is foundation, security. So there will be changes in your life foundation. We will have the new moon in Gemini, May 26. At the same side, the moon will be at the same side as of Earth as the sun, and it will therefore be visible at daytime. Here you have the 7 of Coins again and Ace of Wands. So it's talking about those planets moving retrograde, like there's things that with your harvest, the things that you want to accomplish, you need to go backwards. You need to find out what didn't work, what haven't been working up till now, and find a new approach to reach your goal. This is what's happening. The sun moves into Gemini May 21st. So when we have the new moon, we will also have the new moon in Gemini. We'll also have the sun in Gemini, and the sun will pair up there with Mars that's already there, and Venus will still be in Aries, and she's moving direct, thank God. And also Uranus is in Aries, Mercury is in Taurus, and Neptune, your own planet, is in Pisces. So everything is as it should, but it's going to Pisces and Neptune is about those deep feelings that you need to face about yourself and what you really think about your life situation, your partner, your job, everything. So it might be a time of a little bit emotional time. Okay, so I'll just tune in for a few seconds. So my dear Pisces, this is your future, and this is your now, and this is the past. So the now is probably the second half of May 2017, but whenever you watch this, is probably the exact right time to see it. So the first card for my dear Pisces is Magician. Magician is Mercury, communication, also trickster, manipulating with communication or creating things. Mercury is going very close to the sun and rapidly around, so it's kind of the messenger of all the other planets. So we have had Mercury moving retrograde in relations to Earth. So some communication might have been like more intense during this time. I think that many of you walking on a spiritual path has actually revealed many of your life like lies or things that you have tried to hold back or hold for yourself, so people wouldn't abandon you, so people wouldn't give you up. But now it's like there has been opening doors to pure communication. The Magician is sometimes using communication also as manipulation, so we'll see where it goes with this Magician. Magician is also, of course, the divine masculine, Here we have the Chariot, another rather masculine card. We have a beautiful feminine person sitting there, but the action with moving forward is masculine. So we have here Magician and the Chariot. So something being created here and actions being taken. And this is Sagittarius and Cancer in the same. So fire here and water being mixed together, so you can actually make this forward movement. It's like we need both the divine masculine and the divine feminine within us to be able to lift off this new plan of ours. The Chariot is like a plan or an aeroplane, and we have God's plan and our own plan. It's like very different. God's plan is full of challenges because you weren't here to take a vacation. You were here, it's like a boot camp. You are here to learn all the things you haven't been able to learn about yourself up till now. It's nothing, it's not it's not like in school where you need to learn certain thing to get a degree. It's not like this. It's about the divine wants to see itself. So it's about you finding yourself, and wherever you haven't really found yourself, you will be challenged until you do, until you see yourself. It's like facing your fears. And here it's wings, and here it's magic. So it seems like levitation, lifting off, a lift off. Something has been happening here. We also have the moon here. And the soul is being the guiding light, your own willpower being the guiding light. What do you want? So this is also about figuring out what do you want? What do you want to do with your life? It's kind of a time of making decisions, trying to find out. So this is the third major arcana card you have now in the past, and this is the High Priestess. So you have both the Magician and the High Priestess. So it seems like these are the two ones that are in your Chariot. And it's kind of the mysticism of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So it seems like your Pisces on a deep spiritual road. We have the moon here again. It might be like, we can imagine that it might be Neptune instead in this case that has triggered this growth here. The divine masculine in this card is kind of tempting with energies, and the divine feminine is kind of holding some knowledge, both the knowledge that rests within our feelings, but also the knowledge of the past experience and the seeds for the future, the things to be able to put to ground to make those goals reunite. Having the seed from the feminine and the action from the masculine is going to make your Chariot move forward. And it's about using wisdom as well. Past experience seems to be important as well, to be able to, since you had the Seven of Pentacles coming together with the Ace of Wands, seeds. Seven of Pentacles is having a crop, and sometimes notice that this crop isn't as good as you expected, so you need to do adjustments, new adjustments again and again to make the crop more prosperous. And you also had the wand, like the Magician, the magic wand. What do you want? Okay, you put the seed to the ground, but what do you want those seeds to come out with? You need to figure this out. So, and it's wings. It's kind of not levitation because it's an object, but it's an object moving freely between his hands, so it's flying. And here you have wings in both those cards. I also saw this with Virgo, a very earthly sign having wings suddenly, and here you are, the water sign having wings. So what's going on with you? I see spiritual enlightenment happening here. You have also the Taurus sign in the forehead. And we have Mercury actually in Taurus right now. So Taurus is from the old, like, cow religion age. It was the Egyptian era, the era of Hinduism. So it was when cows were holy and goddesses still ruled on earth. So it's still with this, the divine feminine, the divine masculine joining together, like... see if I get this right this time, a left side brain together with Taurus, like earth, okay? Doing something and getting earth beneath your fingers, and doing something spiritual and getting earth beneath your fingers. This is a divine person stepping into their body, stepping into their temple. So it's like you are a visitor from space, and you have taken this body as your temple during this lifetime. So honor it. It has been built to your honor. And you have a certain purpose with this. You can see this with all those very purposeful cards here. So the next card is the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups, I think I've seen this with all the star signs now, and this is of course what happened with all the planets going retrograde. We are going back to the mushy, swampy feelings that we have had our whole life. The same things coming up again, and it's coming up now for you to find a better solution to this, for you to handle your emotions better, or to make them, to honor them in a better way, because they have been telling you something your whole life and you haven't really been listening. So the Seven of Cups is about illusions. Sometimes we try to get love from a dry well. That can be an illusion. You think that if you are a female, you might have sometimes daddy issues coming from having bad masculine role models. So you're trying to find love in the same place where you learned love from your father. You learned how relations should be from your father, from the masculine role models in your early life. So sometimes if that person really wasn't the best masculine version, you might seek love in the wrong places. For male people, it can be the other way around. You might have had, I'm generalizing here a little bit, so you have to excuse me, but you need to see the shifts here, that sometimes it can be totally different. But with the masculine, it can be like you have had a mother that were always there, and she was looking so very like skilled. She could do everything. She could cook, she could fix your wounds, she can help you with your troubles with your friends, she could go to school, help you with the homework as well, help you with the problems at school. She could argue with the people that have wronged you, and she could argue with you if you did something wrong. She always caught you with doing something wrong. So it's like this person was like a superpower, or like someone that's not human. So some masculine people might feel inferior to this femininity that they have been so closed around, because in tradition, in our culture tradition on earth, we have had the masculine working and the feminine taking a lot of responsibility for the household and also maybe working. What we are going to see here soon is the divine masculine waking up. We have your sign, Pisces. We are in the sign of Pisces now. When Jesus came, when Jesus came, he came with the gift of the divine masculine that was supposed to pair up with the divine feminine. That's the two Pisces, to make equality. We had a feminine era that was Taurus. We had a masculine era that was Aries. And then we were supposed to have an equal era, the age of Pisces, when both the divine masculine and the divine feminine awakened. But something happened. The plan backfired, and the masculine authority continued for 2,000 years over its limits. And now, so we are all suffering from this imbalance that has been. So you will have an imbalance in your emotions due to your divine masculine or your divine feminine, or to your shadow. You might have put things about you in your shadow because they weren't allowed. They weren't really appreciated. So you need to pick everything that's you. It needs to come up now with all those planets moving retrograde. It's going to come up, all the old feelings of not being good enough, not being loved, not ever being able to do things in a way that people will appreciate, or not ever finding support for being loved for the person that you are. It's a lot of things here. Sometimes it's a lot of indecisiveness as well. You don't even know what you want. Everyone else has been telling you your whole life, and now the divine is here knocking at your door and trying to wake your spiritual being and saying, okay, what do you want? What, you are a master now of creation. You have all this power. We have given all this power to you. So what do you want to create in your life? And you, well, you don't know. So here you are, supposed to lead the troops, and you don't know where to go. And here we have a Five of Swords, so that might be how this all backfires. The Five of Swords is warrior energy. It's how this masculine energy, this authority has been able to rule the world, like 2% of the population ruling the rest of the 98%, because we are too nice, or turning our other cheek. We learned our lessons, but everyone didn't. And it's like a competition. It's like a competition to not be humiliated. The one that feels the less is the one that will win. This has been the warrior era, the era of wars for humankind. I think it started with like the Trojan War, or earlier than that, but it has been this era of war where we weren't supposed to have feelings, we weren't supposed to have emotions, we were supposed to be stone cold so we could survive, so we could prevail. Let the crybabies die out, and the strong survival of the fittest. So with the Five of Swords, you want to win, you want to have an upper hand, you don't want to be humiliated, you don't want to feel this feeling of not being loved. And this is a rather beautiful anyway, because this is going to make you like angry enough, or have feelings being upheaved enough, so that you will be able to see them. And you will be able to see also that your worst enemy here in your life, or the person triggering you the most, is actually the person who wants to show you where you have been missing the point, where you have been missing the target for 2,000 years, not being able to approach your actual feelings about things, to actually reconnect with the divine. Because we are during this past 2,000 years, we have been working due to human rules instead of divine rules. We have used our free will to take us out of balance, and now it's time to reconnect. A little bit too late. I have a friend that's told me that Mavor came like too late, so it's something with this that now we are going into Aquarius. It's like maybe 150 years left. We will go into Aquarius, but we're already feeling this energy, and it's actually a more masculine era, but this is kind of our last chance, or it's anyway a big chance to wake the divine masculine to its own emotions, to this not longer Jesus quality. It's more higher than this. It's a little bit more sharper as well. It's more like a judge, or an astronaut out of space coming with overall vision to us. So it's time to face this. You have a very short time span to fix this now, to actually face your deepest fears and feelings, and all the things that all the needs that haven't been met within you, and actually see that this is your strength, not winning over people, not being proud, not being egocentric, not having this power game on, but it's the other way. I don't know the saying, but I know that kind of the weak are going to rule the earth, or the humble is going to rule the earth, and this was the plan, and it's still on. So that was in the past. For some of you watching in May, this will happen now. It's an upheaving energy. It's very good. It's for your divine growth, but it will feel like mushy, swampy, like, okay, now this again. It's almost boring. It's painful to the borderline of boring, like you have seen it so many times now. And here you have the Eight of Wands underneath the Magician. So this is Sagittarius. We don't have Mercury in Sagittarius. We actually have Saturn moving retrograde in Sagittarius. Saturn is a strict teacher. It's going to make you see everything that's wrong with you. And here's not wrong with you, but where you haven't really seen yourself. We have Sagittarius here, and this is fire energy, this masculine, the divine masculine, the direction, finding a goal and aiming towards it. So the goal is still on, the things that you want is still on. You just need to find new ways to find this place to where you want to go, because your old ways isn't working. It's just giving you the same of what you have already had so many times and are so fed up with. So new ideas is needed. The divine masculine is needed. The divine masculine to take responsibility for the earth's growing now. It's a bit acute, and I think here it's the divine masculine kind of taking this role as the making this communication. It's like they have gotten a bright idea that now, okay, we need to do something. So that's good news. You feel like you need to do something. To do something is, even if you are a feminine person, you can awaken your divine masculine, kind of about to start dreaming what the divine masculine is about for you. What do you want to have, your ideal masculine person? How would that person be? I'm thinking like responsible, loving, caretaking, being able to find solutions for the group, being able to point out a direction. Also all feminine people have the divine masculine. We are yin and yang, so we have both. But since we have not being able to really find a good role model for the divine masculine, it has been sometimes hard for us to embrace this part. We are thinking that it's just war and death and power struggle and secret societies and backstabbing, but it's not. It's a little bit backstabbing here. You might feel like you have been backstabbed and the old emotion has been coming up. But this is just for you to see this, so you can start working with those energies, to see this, how you don't want things, how you don't want the divine masculine to be, so you actually can change it into what you want. What do you want to create here? So the next card underneath the Chariot is Four of Wands. Four of Wands is self-love. So when you love both your sides, both the divine masculine and the divine feminine, you will become whole. When you love everything about you and just decide that you are all right the way you are, and there's no split anymore, there's no war anymore between like the fragile and the stone cold. They are united. They are united into one goal. And we can see here that your thoughts become the house you live in. Your intention will make a mark. When you move towards this, what you want, when you start to make direction in your life, this will soon show. I'm saying this, you are getting a lot of responsibility here, because the divine is handing you the power. So what to do with it? It's going to be like more and more obvious that we are having more and more control over our lives and our creations. So up till now, we have been very protected, because many people are thinking like negative thoughts like 95% of the day, and maybe positive thoughts the rest of the 5. And this haven't really been, hasn't really been materialized in our lives, fortunately enough. But there's going to be more and more responsibility coming your way. So it's very good to have a clear mind and start to envision. This is visionary with the wings here. You also have wings here, but they are a little bit more devilish wings, but they're still wings, and it's the sun here. So use those visionary skills to dream more about what you want to have instead of what you don't want to have. It's going to be crucial for if you are going to have like a beautiful future, like skate down a hill or a uphill struggle. The card that comes really central is very important for you because it's number 3 of Wands. 3 is a divine feminine number. It's connected to the Empress. We have the 4, the masculine, and number 8. It's more, it's about the karma, it's about solutions, about problem solving, finding new ways forward, new ways for the water to run. So you have both the divine masculine and the divine feminine here communicating together. So it seems like there has been kind of an opening within you. Maybe your barriers in your brain between the left and the right hemisphere has been broken, and now you can kind of think much more clearer and start to envision your actual your course of action, because here it's like you're dreaming for the future, and here you're waiting for this to come. You have dreamt it forth, you have seen it, you have envisioned it, and now you're just waiting for it to come. The 3 of Wands is very non-compromissive. It comes also underneath a High Priestess that doesn't compromise. So you can't compromise with your truth. You can't compromise with what you feel in your soul. What you can't live without, what's going to make you feel like this. This is the warning signal when you're going the wrong way. You will feel like this. You can't suppress this. It's not going to be possible anymore. You are going to have to listen, especially with you Pisces having Neptune in your sign right now. You can't, you need to follow your feelings. Not all feelings are supposed to be like followed. If you want to strangle someone, for example, you're very angry, we have rules, so we don't do that. We just say, I'm very mad at you right now, and that is still following your feelings, because this is all about communication. So you need to communicate your divine side, like and every time you don't, every time you you suppress, or you try to stay in delusion, or you try to do something to be loved, just for the sake of like bowing your head and compromising yourself, you will feel like you're in a swamp, like you're in this state of confusion. So then you know you have done something that wasn't really aligned with yourself, because everything here is aligned, beautifully aligned. You're beautifully aligned with your divine self. So exciting. Underneath the 7 of Cups, we actually have a fire person. It can be a Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. We have a very special thing going on since May 10. The North Node moved into Leo, and it will stay there for 18 months. And it is time for everyone to learn of Leo's qualities in their own life. Express your individuality and find your tribe or soul group. So it's not only the divine masculine and the divine feminine that's going to reunite. You are going to find your soul group. The King of Wands is also about soul mates. And we have here some confusions about that. You might not know who they are, or you might be unable to make connection with other people. Maybe you get scared as soon as you connect with them, or maybe every time you try to connect with someone, they run. So this is because of the poles of the divine feminine and divine masculine has been in war with each other, so they are kind of repelling each other. So that's why you have such a struggle making this happen. But when the split is gone, when you are not making war against your enemy anymore, but actually seeing that they are pointing out where you have your problem areas, and you're saying thank you, that's when the war is gone. And you can actually start this union instead, because we really need to reunion. We don't need more split. The next card underneath the 5 of Swords is the Hermit card. It's Virgo. So you have Leo and Virgo kind of here. It comes underneath the 5 of Swords. So you're tied with this struggle. So you are going to back off from fighting and trying to find out your deepest feelings about those fights and how you will solve this in the future. we have seen this many times, how this has happened. It's kind of revolution. We can see we have a King of Wands being a great warrior leader, and the Hermit being like a visionary of the new, like someone wants to do revolution against the old ways of being. And the old ways of being has been war, and we also have like ongoing spreading disease with people acting very selfish and egocentric, like a little bit, especially in the Western world. Parents are a little bit curling towards their youngs, and also not having really time for them. So the children are growing up becoming rather narcissistic. It's their survival strategy. And this is something we are going to have to face both in ourselves and in others, and start to give people consequences for their action. And I don't mean like a punch in the face, but if you have an abusive relationship, for example, the Hermit is suggesting move away, okay? This Hermit is not liking the alarm of society. It doesn't like the rules. So it's moving away from this and putting themselves in a alone position, so they will be able to have a clear head and make up their mind about this. How am I going to deal with this? Am I going to deal with this at all, or is it bye-bye? This is about you finding your way through this and how you want to handle this old also paradigm that has been that where money is more important than actual connection. So you have two very strong kind of masculine influences here, the Hermit and the Leo. I'm saying Leo because it's usually Leo, but it can be Sagittarius or Aries as well. But since we had the Leo in the North Node going to make you more knowing about what you want, this is why I figured this is the thing. So it's like you are almost becoming like a spiritual leader for your tribe, and therefore you need to disconnect a little bit to find out where you are going to lead this tribe of yours, how you are going to spread the word, how you are going to help your surrounding becoming less selfish maybe, or how you yourself going to become less selfish and taking more responsibility for what you want to create. It's all fire here, so a lot of fire going on. I see here a little bit what's going on with the... you have Neptune. It will square Mars, okay, Mars for a couple of days in the beginning here until Moon moves into Pisces May 19. And then the Moon is going to square the Sun and then Mars. So it's going to happen a little bit like Marsy things here, and that's warrior energy, and this is you finding out how to deal with this, because you don't want to be a part of the war anymore. You want to find peace. You want to find like a better way of doing things, like a smarter way of doing things, a more divine way of doing things, because here you have major arcana here, and everything else right now is fire. So it's like your spiritual fire is truly burning here, Pisces. So future for you. You're underneath the Magician and the Eight of Wands. We have the Four of Coins. That's connected to the Emperor. And we said we were talking about the divine masculine. So the divine masculine is really on the front march in your life here. But it's also scared because we have Capricorn. We have Pluto moving retrograde in Capricorn, making people feel like they will lose stuff. And the divine masculine doesn't want to lose their power. We can see what's cornering here. We have the Four of Coins and the Five of Swords cornering here. So this is the old way of being, like you have protected everything you have with violence, like territorial pissing, Nirvana, this Nirvana song. And this is going to... You see the spiritual energy wants to come here through, and this is a blockage. So when the Four of Coins is a blockage, it's going to be split like the Tower or death. 13, 1 plus 3 is 4, is death, and 16 is 1 plus 6, it's 7, the Chariot. So when the Tower has been blown off, and it will, if it's resist this change, it will be blown off. new things can be built like on more stable ground. Someone sharing, someone being able to take responsibility, not just for me being safe, but everyone being safe, taking responsibility for the whole. So this might be going on in your life, a little bit struggle in your masculine side, or with the masculine people in your life, that they are like on the brink of starting to wake up, but they are thinking, but oh my God, I'm going to lose my powers. I'm going to lose my safety. I have felt so safe up till now. Do I have to share? Do I have to? So we see here 4, 4, and then we have the High Priestess. So the Divine Feminine is kind of requiring that, yes, sharing is going to be necessary, because both the Chariot and the High Priestess is about taking together two forces to be able to enter the gateways of paradise. And here you also have the Temperance card, water and fire being mixed, so your soul can come through. And we see here with the soul here, we have the Chariot here, your soul guiding the way, your soul building your future, your soul coming in here and mixing together with either the Divine Feminine or the Divine Masculine, what's needed to be made whole in your life, or being invited. It's also about, Temperance card is like 5 of Wands. It's like a card of petty competition, and that's how it is when you are meeting someone else. You are going to integrate a new energy here, preferably the Divine Masculine. So it's going to be like, it doesn't really fit. So it's going to have to rub off on what's already in you until there's like coming a lot of experience here from both sides, getting to know the other side's viewpoint, and eventually you will be able to do this, what the Temperance card wants, mix it together. So that will happen within you, within your relationships. It might be happening in your career, with your friends, in your family, that the two energies need to be mixed together, and no more mising here. We see that the light will shine upon us all, but well, we'll see. The next card here is the 8 of Cups. So yes, the Divine Feminine here seems to get a little bit fed up with this holding on energy. It's it has waited like already 2,000 years too long. So any more time waiting will start to make this energy going like it wants to run. It wants to. So we have the Magician here, the 4 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. So this is, of course, also we can see it's almost like Neptune in Pisces. We have the Pisces here. So it's about, you are going to be very non-compromissive with the High Priestess and the 3 of Wands. So it's like your way or the highway kind of here. So if people are not willing to go with you, you will go alone. If they don't want to share the vision you have seen, you will go without them. You will build this without them. It will feel very lonely, but you're ready to sacrifice your relationship or your dear friends or your occupation if they are not evolving together with you, because this force is so strong. You can't hold it back. If you do, you will start to feel like this again with the 7 of Cups and the 8 of Cups. I saw this also with Leo, the same kind of frustration here. So it's parts of you that's starting to like feel the morning breeze. It's feeling like the air is getting lighter, and it's like you want this now. You don't want to wait anymore. You want to have the solution now. You want to, like the other one, to get it now. You want yourself to be able to get it now. You want to be enlightened now. Things needs to happen now. And this energy is still holding on. So there might be a rift here instead of a union. The union is suggested, but the Divine Masculine and the Feminine is pulling in 2 different directions here. Should I stay or should I go? I don't want to share. So the natural decision here will be, okay, I go. So you don't have to share. I'll do my own thing. And then the Divine Feminine actually become masculine in its approach, and therefore doing the work for the Divine Masculine. And here we have the Hangman, and the Hangman is number 12. It's 1 + 2, 3, connected to the Divine Feminine. We see the Chariot here wants to move forward, the 3, no compromise of the Hangman. So for those of you not being able to wait anymore for the Divine Masculine to man up and becoming your soul connection, your soul mate, but actually staying in the shadow, this will make you feel very nauseated and very tired, and you will try to leave, and the Divine won't let you. So this is Neptune again. I would prefer it to be Uranus, actually, because Uranus, the symbol for Uranus, looks very much like the Hangman. It looks like a man hanging upside down, and Uranus is also about teaching, like a teacher, like a school situation. And currently we have Uranus being in Aries. So maybe you have to wait for the Divine Masculine Aries to come out from school. Maybe you can't just leave them on the road and say, okay, bye-bye with you. I'm not ready to wait anymore. You're too slow. So everyone are supposed to have the same chance going through school and get their grades. So there needs to be some patience here. Okay, you have waited for 2,000 years, so 150 more or so won't make such a difference. But here we have, it's counting up 12, 13. So your patience waiting for people to wake up is very limited here. We can see here the 5 of Swords, the old way of thinking, the Hermit, your revolution, and the Death. It's like you're going to go through the portal maybe alone if people are not being able to tag along with you. So if that's the case, both male or female, you might end your relationship if you're thinking that the other one isn't really sticking up for you, or taking your side, or showing you love, or showing that there's like you are a team. It's people being very frustrated with being like worked against. Like you're trying to do something profound here. You're trying to create something, a partnership. This is about partnership as well. And if people are going to work against you, you might get really fed up. And it's kind of good, because as I said, if your Divine Feminine side, the one that wants to connect and wants love and wants to give out their hope of growing and finding their soul purpose and things like this, if that side of you gets fed up, you will do a very masculine thing and just leave and cut the cord and move into the future. So maybe that will be the release of the Divine Masculine, because if they are being left behind, their competition will start to add up, both in feminine people and masculine people. So if you have a feminine person acting very like withdrawn, not want to share with you, running away from you, or maybe don't want to share their life with you in that full extent that you want, maybe if you leave them, they will catch up with you. It might be indicated here that this is what's going to happen, that you are going to become so fed up that you just cut the cord, and then it's then you're already doing it. You're already doing this forward progression that we so much need. And it's like giving consequences to a child that isn't really obedient. Okay, so you don't want to follow us to grandma, then you have to have a babysitter. I will call the neighbors, and the rest of the family goes. So that child, maybe next time they won't argue so much about putting on their clothes or doing their thing that they need to do for the family to be able to move. So the Hangman, it might indicate that if you leave, you might still feel stuck in this situation. Like it might be a relationship, work, family, friends, whatever situation you have, and you might feel like you have lost something important, and it might really be like this, but your sacrifice is going to change the world. And this is it's Pluto here. And what did I say about Pluto? Pluto is moving retrograde in Capricorn. So this is your rock foundation, your safety. This foundation here is going to be rocked. And it seemed to be what's needed to make a change in the world and in your life. not having the same thing going on again and again. You have been scared for a reason, but now you have to do those scary things and take the scary consequences out of it. That's what I see, and this is going to mean a big change and big release of karma, and being able to move forward. Okay, so wisdom of the hidden realms. So Queen of Light is what I saw with all the major arcana cards that you have had. You are becoming enlightened. You are becoming to see things, becoming awake, aware, knowing. So you also have a lot of wands here. Wands of communication. So communication, praise, and dishonesty. So talk very truthful to your counterpart, your enemy, the person opposing you. Tell them exactly how you see things, and then you have done everything you can for now. And if they are not tagging along, then it's the Hermit way to go for you, for a while at least. They might get like a little bit fire in behind if you are outrunning them. Okay. Past life oracle card. The Queen of Light also is about seeing things like true illusions, and doing the necessary sacrifice due to that. So we have love life and a baby here. I'm feeling that this when you do this sacrifice that you have been so scared of doing, something new will be born for love on this earth and in your relationships. So your sacrifice is actually going to ignite a new birth, something new, something very precious coming. So for some of you, there might be happy news also when it comes to both love and babies. New beginnings within love, maybe. Endings of the old will always bring energy available for new beginnings. When you end something, sometimes you see the death card also for pregnant women, and you're thinking, oh God, what's going to happen? But of course, being pregnant here, like with the Hangman, is of course going to lead to big changes, like things changing and forever being changed. But the Five of Swords and the Hermit doesn't look very much like a pregnancy. It's more looking like a revolution. Okay, my dear Pisces, I hope this helped. And it seems like you need to be very brave right now and walk your own way. Maybe if you're not getting the connection that you want, or not the support you want, maybe not the reward you wanted. It might be career-wise as well. Something that's important for you in your life, important enough to put wings on all the things here, and all the fire here, and all the major arcana also here. So something important, destined, is going on, and it's going to make change things forever into new, better ways, new, better things. Okay. Thank you for watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting to my videos. I'm truly grateful, and it's very beautiful comments, very appreciated. I hope you will take really good care, and that you also will tag along with me in the beginning of June for the next session. Okay, bye bye.